Hi, my name is KhoPhi. I spent 2 months in Kenya, and here are some of my thoughts, experiences, and lessons I learned when I was on the ground. I wasn't very certain what to expect when it comes to the food in Kenya. I was hoping I would enjoy their food, and especially the ones available in Kiambu, which is where I spent all my time when I was in Kenya. Now, obviously, I will need to start with the chapati. And I think I initially did not really dig into chapati that much. The first time I tried chapati, which I think my Airbnb host introduced the chapati to me, and I was like, sure, let's give it a try. Before I went to Kenya, I knew like chapati, and I didn't think I was gonna like it. So my first try of chapati was, I don't know, it didn't really, vibe with me that much. But on the second and third, it started growing on me. And before I left Kenya, it's the only food I had the most, with different combinations. So chapati with the beef stew, chapati with I think fish, chapati with so they put that together. So the chapati with beef stew, and then they have the skuma wiki and maybe cabbage, and it was an amazing experience having chapati. I enjoyed it a lot. I think my last week in Kenya, I spent every day eating chapati to make sure I get enough chapati dose before I returned. Some of the food I also enjoyed a lot was ugali. I think my friend, the one I went to Kenya with, Tony, would say, oh, chapati is like banku, but after I had chapati, I was like, nah, this is nothing like banku. I don't know why they serve it the way they do. It looks flat, and someone described the way they serve chapati as banku that a car tire has passed on. Well, it kind of looks flattened in a way that something has passed on it. If you look at how the ugali is usually served, and also love that one. I think one of the joints that Tony showed me when I was in Kenya was the one at, they call it Mutton Center. It's somewhere close to the Kiambu station. And yeah, I enjoyed their meals. I tried chapati there, I tried ugali, and went there specifically for that. It's a mutton center, so if you want, I think, goat meat or something, you can find that also there. And their stew is, I would call it stew, but I think they call it soup. I don't know where the boundary of stew and soup is with some of the meals in Kenya, but well, I consider it to be a stew, and it's great. The only thing is they probably give you a lot of bones, but yeah, that's fine. Speaking of snacks, another thing too that was brought to my attention is they call it de la mere. So it's a yogurt, and the way they prepare it is, I think they use fresh milk, which makes it taste relatively better than the yogurt you would find here in Ghana. I think the de la mere is thick enough, and it's heavy when it comes to the yogurt element. You get that a lot. And I talk about milk specifically in my other video. You can find a link to that in the description below, just below the like button. But the way it's prepared makes it very good, and I really enjoyed taking de la mere a lot. I think most of the things that I enjoyed when it comes to food is something that my friend Tony made sure I try. Cocktail Mandazi was a big deal for me too, and I had a lot of it. The one sold, they call the place, I think, Clean Shelf. I had the best cocktail mandazi from them, and it was amazing. The worst cocktail mandazi I had was from Quickmart. And I don't know what, but it appears it was stale, it was way old and probably expired or something of that sort, because I couldn't eat it. I had to throw it away. But every mandazi I got from Clean Shelf was fresh, was hot, tasty. There was this porridge thing too that I got introduced to, and I enjoyed it. I think the porridge, then they have this spice they sprinkle on it, which I learned is good for the waist as a man. So definitely something that was interesting. I enjoyed that one, and I think the way they serve it in the calabash also adds to the presentation, and it was really nice. I think we did that. We tried that porridge they call the place Kirikiti. It's just a walking distance from Kiambu town. And yeah, I think it was one evening, and it's definitely something you can eat as an evening meal. It was heavy enough. Imagine attaching a mandazi to this combination. That would be fantastic. And unfortunately, didn't get the opportunity to try that. Aside these local foods, we had a chance to also eat a bit, from a restaurant. I think there was one we tried at, that was in Nairobi. And we went to, they call it something lunch, home lunch. I'm going to put it on the screen. We tried this fish with the coconut oil or something, coconut juice, some combination there, and that was really good too. Like, that was my first time having that combination. What are you having today? That's what, liver and what, rice?
Liver and rice.
Okay, that looks good. I'm gonna enjoy my fish, chapati, and some leaves. Right about
Salad. This salad.
This is the salad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That looks good. I eat this with that. It was pretty nice. Enjoyed ourselves, and I think that was the only meal I had within Nairobi. Aside that, everything I had was in Kiambu, and also where I was staying at my Airbnb. Fortunately for me, speaking of Airbnb, the second month I went to stay okay, I want to say in Dumberry, but it's Dumberry. You don't pronounce the N. Where I stayed, the host was amazing and would prepare meals. And over there, tried different meal combinations. Oh dear, it was so good, from pizza to chapati to, they have this beans combination they do. They have this one, they mix beans with, I think, maize, and they mash it together. I had that twice, and that was it. I didn't eat it enough to kind of have it grow on me, but I think I would definitely have loved to try it more. There's this, I think they call the place Walkabout. There is a restaurant around. I went there to eat one time, and over there, before I realized, I just picked something from the menu, and before I realized I've eaten intestines or something. I was like, well, it's already gone into the intestines, so hey, it's what is done is done. But I enjoyed the meal, and the way they serve it, they have this way of adding bananas to their meals, which I don't know. Yeah, so definitely they serve you with a banana on top of that. I decided to try, I tried pizza from, they call it Dobonés or something at Quick Mart. It's just next to Quick Mart. I tried their vegetable pizza, also loved it. But the best, wow, is it a sandwich? Yes, the best sandwich I've ever had in my life was, they call the place, let me find the name, you're gonna find it here. It's called Non Solo Gelato. I don't know how or what was in the ingredients, but it's the best sandwich I've ever had. I don't know, but, and it's surprisingly, well, if you don't know where it is, it was a new shop, a new restaurant that was open at the village market, and the village market is this huge place where you can pretty much find from electronics to food to anything in between. I just went there. I saw the place to be relatively empty, so I was like, yeah, that's the queue for me. I went there, and I think I was told it was open just 2 months before I was there, so it means it was fresh, and I was like, okay, let me try this. And it blew my mind. I have no idea how they did it, but it's good. And definitely on the top of my list when it comes to sandwiches. I also tried that one. I was even with Emerald, and I think that was my second time going to Java. That is at Seattle Mall, opposite Redways Mall. It's close to Walkabout. So yeah, tried meals at Java. That was great. When it comes to cheap, I wouldn't say they are cheap, but the food was great. At least I don't have the best taste buds, but I really enjoyed the food. The second time we went, it was kind of a breakfast kind of thing. So we went with, I don't know if that's what they call the English, whatever. I don't really know. Also had the chance to try a meal at where we went to Two Rivers Mall, yes, which is the biggest mall in East Africa. So it's huge. We had the chance to try, I would put the name of the restaurant here. I think it was a sandwich from them with potato chips and potato slices, and yeah, really enjoyed that one too. I think after a day's walk around and going to different places, we ended the day's journey with such a sandwich. We both liked it, and it was good. I think at that point I was with Emerald. If you can check the link also in the description below to watch the video of a Ghanaian spending a week in Kenya, which I focus on Emerald. So yeah, it's definitely like a good experience in terms of the food in general in Kenya, and I think these are some of the meals that I had when I was in Kiambu town. I was told there is a different meal, whatever, going on in Mombasa, which is on the other side of Kenya. So if I had the opportunity to go there, I probably would have experienced different kind of foods, but we'll definitely rain check that for some other time. However, the ones I had in Kenya were amazing, and I enjoyed it. Like I said in my milk video, I regret not doing one thing, and you can find that in that video as well. So yeah, that's been my experience in Kenya so far when it comes to their food. I don't think I had the chance to taste all possible meals available, but the ones I managed to get my hands on, I really enjoyed eating them, and definitely will want to try them once again. If I missed any ones, you can let me know in the comment section below, and I'll definitely put it on my list for the next time I come around to Kenya. I am sharing my experiences about being on the ground in Kenya and some of the things I enjoyed, some of the experiences I had. So make sure to find the link to the playlist in the description below. Thanks for joining me in this one, and hope to see you in the next. Bye. It kind of like changes and... Oh, okay. So before you get into the nightclub, you can warm yourself up with some good lighting. Yeah. You? Yeah.